What's going on, guys? It's Cameron. Welcome back to The Amazing Spider-Man. So this is issue 9 and we are so far behind on these because this is issue 9, but right now we're actually on issue 12, so I haven't even reviewed 9, 10 or 11 yet, so that's pretty bad. So this week is going to be focusing on just catching up on Spider-Man 2099, The Amazing Spider-Man, all the All Different Avengers, Spider-Gwen, and any other series that I've kind of missed out on. And then we'll continue Ultimate Spider-Man next week. So yeah, just giving you a heads up on that. Now, if you remember in my previous review that I uploaded a few days ago, I said that I was going to see Captain America Civil War. Well, the cinema screen actually broke halfway through the movie, so I had to go home not knowing the end of the movie. So then, obviously, I got a free ticket, I had to go back the next day, see the rest of it, and it was so awesome, guys. I didn't expect it to be so good. I'll probably have a review of that up, like, maybe this week or next week. So yeah, look out for that. But anyway, going back over to this comic, we remember from the previous issue that Mr. Negative and pretty much everyone else escaped. Luckily, Spider-Man managed to cure the shade that was in Cloak and Dagger's system, you know, controlling him and what have you. So they are now looking for Mr. Negative, but he doesn't actually appear in this comic. We're going back over to the Zodiac as they are the main threat of this series so far. So that's where we're going to be picking up on. So guys, it's already super late, so we might as well jump into it right now. Okay, so if you remember the last time we visited the Zodiac, they stole something that represented the Zodiac Key, or at least had the same craziness going on with it, and they stole that from the museum in London, if you remember that. It was also the same issue where Peter fired Sojani because he thought she was the one that was like the mole in the Parker Industries company, and of course we later find out that it wasn't. So basically, Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. need to locate this object and obviously the Zodiac and their team and figure out where they are. Now, I don't know about you guys, but obviously because of my university work, I've not been reading these comics recently, like I haven't been reviewing them, that's why there's hardly been any videos. And I came back to this issue, I read it, and I kind of took a step back and I was like, is this still Spider-Man? What have the Spider-Man comics come to? Like, Spider-Man randomly just gets in a rocket and flies up to space, and I was sat there and I was like, is this a Spider-Man story? Don't get me wrong, guys, this is an awesome issue, but I kind of feel like the Spider-Man character and obviously the story and the universe and everything's kind of become a little bit crazy. Almost like the writers don't know exactly what they're doing anymore, and it just seems like they're making up characters a little bit, you know, just out of the blue. Like, I'm going to be honest, I do not care about the Zodiac one bit. Maybe that's just because we've come from the Spider-Verse, and then we went to Secret Wars, and then after Secret Wars we come to this. Like, I'm used to reading about characters that I genuinely care about. Now, obviously, Spider-Man you care about, but even with Anna Maria, like, she's hardly even in these comics anymore. I think we've seen her like twice since the series started. And I don't know, I feel like I'm just becoming a little bit concerned as to where these stories are heading to, because genuinely, I do not care about the Zodiac, I do not care about Mr. Negative, and it just seems like they're firing out storylines just for the heck of keeping the series going. Now, obviously, we've got Civil War 2 coming up very soon in the comics, so the Amazing Spider-Man series and the Invincible Iron Man series and all of that will be leading up to that. So it seems like that is going to be the next big event, but reading this issue, I just kind of took a step back and was like, what is happening? I'm more interested in seeing Dr. Octopus return. Like, you know that he's in that robot that follows Anna Maria around, kind of like the servant. So I'm more interested in seeing him returning, you know, seeing how he's going to come back. Maybe he'll come back as Superior Spider-Man somehow, but it seems like he's kind of taken a back seat recently, and every now and again we get like a little bit of a tease at the end of the issue to make us buy the next issue of The Amazing Spider-Man, but to be honest, they're not really doing anything with him. Like, literally, Dr. Octopus has been in that robot since the very first issue, and now we're on issue 9 and still nothing has happened. So I feel like maybe I'm just getting a little bit bored of it. Like, they really need to kick it up a notch, bring Dr. Octopus back, or do something that makes you want to run to the comic book store every week and pick these issues up. Obviously this releases every 2 weeks, but you get what I mean. Because I remember back when the Spider-Verse was going on last year, man, everyone was just buying every single issue. I'm pretty sure the issues sold out at my comic book store, so I had to get there quick time. And it feels like they've just kind of lost their way a bit, but, you know, like delaying it until Civil War 2 comes out, you know, kind of just making the way through. So, what do you guys think of that? I've just been blabbing on for some reason, but yeah, what do you guys think about that? Do you agree with my opinion? Do you want to add anything to it? Do you disagree? Obviously, you guys, or some of you guys will love these, like, you'll understand, like, the Zodiac is an awesome character, you'll believe that. That's another thing as well. We randomly get a random romance between Anna Maria and this other scientist guy. Like, where did that come from? And of course, Dr. Octopus is there witnessing it, and he's there making threats again, but nothing happens with Dr. Octopus. He's just thrown in there for like one page and then he's gone again. Like, it's really, really random, and they need to... God, I don't know. I have no idea what this review is now, guys, but I think it's just because I've got like a fresh mind. Like, I've been away for a little bit and I've come back and I've actually like realised what has happened to this series. Or maybe it's because I just went and saw Captain America Civil War and I saw what Spider-Man used to be like what he's supposed to be like. I don't know. Oh my god, I have a feeling that so many people are going to hate me for this. Overall though, the story is actually really interesting to do with like the satellites and going to space. That is awesome, but it just doesn't feel very Spider-Man to me. Like, you've got to remember that this is a Spider-Man series. And as I'm saying all this, I'm just remembering how the Zodiac actually came into this. Like, it started off in the Amazing Spider-Man issue 1 when Spider-Man was in his Spider-Mobile chasing these guys out of the blue. Like, we don't actually know exactly who the Zodiac is or why they're doing what they're doing exactly. Like, we don't know to the sheer point of why they're doing it or anything like that. It just seems like we have to put a lot of faith in the writers of Dan Slott and all of that and just see where it takes us and hope that it's good. One thing I did like about this comic though was the cliffhanger. Like, Spider-Man actually looked like he was completely screwed in this situation. Like, it actually looked like he was not going to make it out of this. But I have a feeling something's going to happen. Like, of course, Anna Maria is on the way with the costume, so maybe she'll bring backup or something. I don't know, but guys, what did you think? Let me know in the comment section below, because that is the end of this issue. I know that pretty much this entire review has been me about ranting on about what has happened to Spider-Man in this series, and if you want we can discuss this further in the comments, because I know you guys are probably going to disagree with me, some of you might agree with me, and of course, it's not like I'm going to stop reviewing this series. I mean, I'm going to keep reviewing it. It was just because I've been away for a while and then I've come back and I've kind of just had my eyes opened and I'm like, what? I don't know, let me know what you think, guys. I'm going to give this issue a 7 out of 10, which is like a pretty average thing, but necessarily don't think about what their end score is, just think about what I've said in the review as a whole. Also, another thing, Nick Fury isn't actually Nick Fury, it's Nick Fury's son, who is now the head of S.H.I.E.L.D., so that's kind of like really confusing and, oh god, what the heck. Guys, let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter because I am giving away comic codes on there randomly, just tweeting them out, so look out for those. And of course, you can follow me on my Facebook page for all the latest in comic book news and updates. And don't forget my Instagram where I've put pictures up of like my comic pickups and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, hit the subscribe button for more and I will see you in my next video.